Hello, and welcome to the Nerds at Large Spoilercast for Life is Strange Season 2, Episode 1. Or is it just Life is Strange 2 at this point?
I think they just call it Life is Strange 2.
Yeah, I think they cut out the season. So I think Life is Strange 2, Episode 1. I'm Darby Holland.
I'm Jeff Man.
And Jeffrey, we have both played Life is Strange 2
We did it in a timely manner.
Boom. Yeah.
We'll have to keep this up, Darby.
It didn't take us a month. No promises.
That's just since... I don't know if you felt this way, and I think other people feel the same. I feel like this episode is longer than generally the other Life is Strange stuff.
There was multiple times where I was like, okay, it's probably about to end. It's like, oh, okay.
No, it's going?
So it's like, oh, okay. Like, not in a bad way. It was like,
no,
oh, okay.
I like that, because if that's the case, like, oh, so this game's going to be just a good bit longer, which helps justify
they said how many episodes? Or
there are 5, I think.
There are 5. Okay, there was 5 in the original one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Until and Before the Storm.
Right.
So
I assumed so, but I didn't. When's the next one coming out?
they don't have a date.
Okay. But if you haven't watched one of our Spoilercasts before, we're going to start out with a brief spoiler-free section. If you're on the fence about getting Life is Strange, you can kind of hear our general thoughts before you buy it. But then we will let you know very clearly whenever we go into the spoilers.
Indeed.
So, from a broad spoiler-free perspective, Jeff, how did you like Life is Strange 2 Episode 1?
I liked it a lot. I thought it was a very strong beginning to this season.
Yeah.
I need to think back. It might be like a potentially, like, it might start stronger than the first game potentially, and like at least starts faster. Gets into the stuff faster.
Absolutely faster. I mean, like, I might be right there with you with it being better too. I just need to like process it more, and I have trouble exactly remembering everything. Like,
and also the thing is, it'd be hard to compare because me and you both got it like well after the season was done.
Yeah.
So we played them
back to back. Yeah.
Like all the summer. So it's different. It's a different looking at it than playing the whole season all the way through in like a couple sittings and waiting for episodes.
This is going to be annoying, waiting for episodes. I can already tell you, which is a good sign for them that I'm sitting here like on one episode 2 right now.
Just give it to me.
Yeah, I agree. I think this one definitely got to it a lot faster, and especially since, and we'll get into it in a lot of ways. In so many ways, this is pretty different from the original Life is Strange.
Yep. From
a lot of different like aspects, but like I think the central things in Life is Strange is like the characters and the tone, and just kind of like, I don't know, the setting, like where the story is going and stuff.
Yeah, this isn't a spoiler because I'm just going to assume people at least know the general premise of Life is Strange 1, and I'm just going to say stuff from the
trailers
and stuff for Life is Strange 2. Life is Strange 1 was about at a school and all that kind of stuff in a small town, while in Life is Strange 2, you start out at your home, but then you're on the road.
Right.
And you quickly get so the set pieces are going to be very different, and
you don't have this like this home base kind of that one had, where it's like you're going through a lot of these same locations doing different things. This is just like, nope, this is the town and bye. It's like, that's not.
Yeah, so you imagine, we don't know if you're only one episode in, you're going to have a whole bunch of different set pieces.
Probably, which is exciting. And like,
keeps it fresh.
Because of that, that's also like scary, probably from Dote Nod's perspective, that, they had to set up these characters and make you care about them, kind of quickly and like get to the point with this and everything. And I think they did it in a very, very good way. I already and it was just like again, we said it's not really a spoiler that you like end up moving on, but like even from the brief kind of period that you saw the home life going down, and I keep forgetting the main character's name. I know there's Sean and Daniel, to see like Sean's friends and stuff, and just like kind of get a sense of his school and home life and everything else. Even from the brief moment there, I was very connected. I was very like invested with that, and I feel like they did a very, very good job of quickly not like wasting too much time and making me care about these characters. Mm-hmm. And this dynamic with older brother and younger brother, that's very different from. It's different, but also equally as relatable as Life is Strange Season 1 with Chloe and Max, with like
best friends.
A best friend and kind of a lost best friend that you've lost touch with, who's very different and everything. That's something like very relatable, as is, there's a lot of brothers out there that know that relationship, they would do anything for the younger brother, but they also freaking hate the younger brother.
Or not even just brothers, just siblings in general.
Sibling, yeah, it doesn't have to be, it's just anything. I'm sure, like, I'm not an older, I'm the younger, but I'm sure...
I'm the older brother.
You're the older.
I have a little sister.
And I'm sure some of it is very relatable.
Yeah. Though, I will say this, I don't have the age gap between that. We would have to see how Jenny thinks about you. The age gap is about the same, I think.
Yeah, it seems similar, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot closer. How old is Daniel supposed to be?
Daniel thinks, I think I saw is 9, and Sean's like 17-ish.
Okay. But generally, I think the writing was pretty strong in this. I think we've always said that I've never thought that Life is Strange has like the best, like the strongest, the most compelling writing. Especially such a weird comparison. Me and Jeff literally just recorded the BoJack Horseman Spoilercast. It's like I would never say that they like had a writing of that caliber or anything like that. It's like the characters aren't that compelling, but I think they get too much flack for it being cheesy or corny or everything, because me and Jeff said all through our other spoilercast for Life is Strange, like, remember back when you were a teenager? It's like, yes, I said really stupid things. And I'm sitting here, like, looking at, like, things that he's texting to his friends, and I'm like, oh, God, who talks like that? And I'm like, Darby, you talk like that. You talk like
17-year-old Darby.
You absolutely talk like that. So it's like, yeah, it's nostalgic, and it's, like, corny, but it's supposed to be. But, and there's a few times where I feel like this is also, like, I'm not trying to be spoilery, but, like, this definitely kind of, like, punches in and goes a few places, and I feel like, as far as, like, this one has some themes in it that I feel like Life is Strange 1 at least didn't get to immediately. It kind of did, or Life is Strange, didn't get to immediately. And I feel like sometimes Life is Strange can have the David Cage effect, where things are a little too on the nose, or they lack some subtlety, but overall I cared about these characters. I want to know where they're going, and that's all I can ask for in Life is Strange game.
That's all. So let's get into the spoilers.
Let's get into the spoilers.
Spoiler warning, blah blah blah. Okay, let's go.
I
can't believe Daniel died. First episode, man.
It's just brutal. Just Dad ripped his head off. It's crazy.
What's Sean thinking?
I'd be like, I don't know where he goes now.
Yeah.
I don't know, Jeff. Where do we start?
This is a lot easier than the project thing. I think we should start at the beginning and go.
I think so too. So
start with Sean getting on the bus with Lila, them kind of chatting about to go to a party.
Yes.
Sean's got a little girl he fancies.
Can I say, I love their relationship. I love him and her or whatever. And again, it's very corny and cheesy and everything, and they like make you cringe and everything, but I was the same way. And I definitely also had like the relationships where it was like you're best friends with someone, but it's kind of a will they, won't they, and everything. Like, I think we've all seen those before. It's like, I like it a lot. I thought they were like compelling characters. I like Lila a lot.
Yeah. I like how throughout the episode make it clear that, I mean, if they do go the route, they're into each other thing, fine, whatever. I like how it's like they love each other, but they're not necessarily romantically.
Yeah, they can.
Lila was all in. It's like, hey, we're gonna go get you late tonight.
Which is great, man. Or at least, like, I have a feeling it's one of those things kind of like Chloe and Max in season 1. It's like, there can be something there, or there cannot. It's up to you. It's like, it's your choice.
Hey,
at least in mine, there's something there. You better believe there's something there. In mine. I don't know about yours. In mine, there's something there, at least right now.
Hey, who knows if Lila, they'll even see each other again.
I hope so. I really hope that she's
I think
back in there,
that seems to be the case of what a lot of people are. It's like, everyone seems to like Lila a lot so far, so people are wanting her to come back. And
just like, well, I don't know if you, I thought one of the funnest parts of this whole thing for me was reading back through their text conversations. I did. That was so good. Like,
I probably missed some. Potentially, I think I read them all.
They definitely, don't nod. You need to make the text scrolling faster.
It was weird because, like, the ones that had very little text, you could scroll really fast.
But, like, Lila's...
But when they were really long, it moved slowly, not in the way of, it's moving up the thing slowly.
Keep your voice down a little bit, okay? Wolfie's sleeping in there.
It was a thing of, it's not even moving at the same pace necessarily. It's like, and the thing is, like, you're going through each thing a lot slower.
One thing that was really weird, if I held the D-pad and the left stick at the same time, it went faster. But if I did just the left stick or just the D-pad, it went slower. But it still went slow no matter what. So like with Lila, to get to the top of that text conversation, I had to sit there for like, it was over a minute.
Yeah.
It was rough. It's like, but reading through that whole conversation, I thought was so good. It reminded me so much of me talking to people, and me awkwardly talking to someone I like, but we're friends, but I don't want them to know, like you get that. And I thought their relationship, their relationship was great when you saw them, but it was like, after you don't really see Lila again through the whole episode other than like Skype and just text and stuff. So getting their relationship through that way was great. And his relationship with his coach and his boss, like I loved just reading those texts. Those are I thought those were really well done.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, and then, there's like, I was like, hey, you're going to get all this stuff at the party, okay? You get in there, boy.
Yeah.
Get in there, and then Daniel and your Sean's dad are arguing over the Choco Crisp.
Did you take that candy?
I did take the
candy, boys.
I didn't even know I was going to be eating it. I thought it was going to be a joke. It's like, neither of you get it or something. I didn't know I was actually going to be eating it.
Yeah, I didn't either, but I was just like, nope, mine. Screw both of you.
And then after that, the dad...
Why should that be like the ultimate choice? Like, Daniel's going to die now.
Yep. Then the dad goes on to work on his car. Daniel gets...
If we had let the dad keep the chocolate bar, the bullet would have hit the chocolate bar.
Oh, no. That'd be a pretty big change right off the bat.
That'd be a pretty big change.
Daniel goes off to the room, and then you're stuck looking to find stuff. And man, I wish I knew about the whole money thing.
I took it. I took the money.
jar.
I took the money from the jar.
I didn't.
I had a lot more money. I did see later on you didn't have enough food for.
I did not.
I did.
Yeah.
So I would be interested. We'll get there. I want to hear what that was like. But
and then with the dad or whatever, I got $20 from him instead of 40 because I didn't tell the truth.
I told the truth, so I was rolling in cash compared to you.
You had like $30 more at least than
I
me.
had $40 when I went to the gas station.
Yeah, I had 10.
Yeesh, Jesus, 10. Wow. Yeah, I got so much food that Sean was like, okay, I don't really need any more food. I should look at what else they have.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you didn't get that.
No. All I got was... I'm trying to think. I think all I got was a thing of water and mac and cheese.
Man, I got a sleeping bag. I got a mac and cheese. I got hot dogs. I got chips or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
I got him the Choco Bar.
I didn't notice the Choco Bar until I was walking out and
Daniel
paying for
was
everything.
rolling and all this stuff for me. I'm the better brother is what we're getting. Because I stole from my dad.
Yeah.
When we got to it, like, part of what I definitely want to talk about, like, part of why I told the truth was that they definitely had established this, this family dynamic where the father is definitely, like, he seemed like I like their dynamic because, like, the father definitely, like, wants his kids to do good and will, like, discipline them or whatever, but also he's, like, not unrealistic about it. Like when I did tell the truth, and I told the truth because I was getting that vibe that it's like this family's honest with each other, and I think that if I tell the truth to him, he's just gonna say, okay, we just don't do anything stupid and it's fine. And I was right. I told him the truth, and he was like, okay, I figured. I did the same thing when I was your age. He was just like, just don't do anything stupid. He's like, be responsible, do not drive. Do you have someone driving? He was like, yeah. He's like, okay, good. And that's what I thought. That's the vibe.
I can't remember why I picked what I did, but his response was, well, if you don't need that stuff and you only need like some stuff, I guess you only need $20.
So he knew. Yeah, absolutely knew. I don't know. I just got that vibe from them. Yeah. And what's interesting about that is that was like so different from my family dynamic for a lot of growing up. Like where it's like, yeah, like he was completely, even like when you look through like his text messages with his dad, he was like, you're grounded. I guess since you're grounded, you have no choice but to go to WrestleMania with me or whatever the hell it was. It was just like, he's like, you're really bad at like discipline, Dad. He's like, yeah, shut up and come to WrestleMania. It's like, that's great. I love it. Anyway, I'm sorry. That was just a little touching moment. This might end up going longer if I keep talking about the touching moments.
Okay, yeah, you grab the stuff you need, you go to your room, you Skype Lila and all that kind of stuff. And then you talk for blah blah blah. Then you hear Daniel outside with the next door neighbor. I have the name up on here.
Oh yeah. Just dude.
Yeah.
Butch
with
Joe.
Brett.
Brett. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. And things get real fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, at this point, when you're talking to Lila, Daniel comes in with the fake blood and everything. Like, ooh. Sean's like, go away, twerp. He does. Then he's outside. Daniel accidentally sprays the blood onto Brett.
Yeah.
Brett's not happy. Sean goes out there. Blah blah blah.
Starts fighting.
Oh yeah. I assume I know what you did. Did you confront Brett or Daniel?
I confronted Brett.
Yeah.
I wonder what happens. I mean, I imagine it's the same outcome, but I wonder how it's different. But,
I imagine then Daniel doesn't act as kindly to you.
Yeah, I'm guessing Daniel will not be happy.
Yeah. And plus, Brett's an asshole, so.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say he deserved to die, like I'm pretty sure he did, but still.
Yeah. Okay.
At that point.
As soon as he pushed him down, he hit his head. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like, that ain't good.
Yeah. Him and Sean scuffled,
that's
fell
when that
down.
started, like, fell
Down. Like, or there was a rock that went into Sharp Brother, like it went into his spine.
I thought
that's what it
I thought the rock hit his head.
I don't know, it might have been both. Either way, he got hurt. Throwing around, since he had fake blood and everything, and the cop shows up.
It was just like, they're wrong. It's super bad, whatever, but this just always seems like, oh, what a zany, unfortunate series of events. Fake blood, fighting, oh, he fell on the rock, oh, there's a cop. It's like, oh no.
Sean being a minority. Yeah. Cop shows up, telling Sean and Daniel get on the ground, blah, blah, blah. They're just being confused and scared, knowing, like, nothing happened. I mean,
yeah,
they didn't really do anything.
Then the
dad comes out and is trying to defuse. It's like, hey, okay, calm down, blah, blah, blah. He gets a little too close for the cops' taste and then shoots him.
Right.
He dead. Daniel freaks out and uses superpowers.
Yes. Which I think did we think that Daniel was the one that had it? Because I thought we thought that Sean had it before.
I think we thought Daniel had it.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
So that's what we came down on.
But I had forgotten that, so I thought Sean had it, and I was like, oh wait, okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, this was obviously a very powerful scene. I think it's telling that, like, my first reaction was sitting here, and I was like, well, what the hell, cop? I was like, oh, what the hell are you, like, doing? That's your first reaction. And I stopped and think, I was like, well.
How many times have you thought that, Darby Singh?
Exactly. I mean, again, as just like a white dude in South Carolina or whatever, my first reaction was like, well, I'll be honest, was this is unrealistic. Why, like, there's like, how would that happen that fast or whatever? And I stop and think about it for a few minutes, and I'm like, well, it seems unrealistic the hundreds of other times it's happened in real life, and I'm like, that's probably. I mean, that's what they're saying there. It's like, It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yep, and then quickly Sean, Daniel uses superpowers, blah, blah, blah. The cop ended up dying or whatever. The police car flipped over. Their dad's dead.
Daniel's unconscious, I guess.
Yeah, so Sean picks him up, grabs his bag real quick, and they start going on the run. That pretty quick. That expected a lot. I expected to at least go to that party.
And yeah, no, I was kind of looking forward to the party.
Yeah, and then failing to get Sean laid.
Yeah, probably. No, I didn't I knew this was gonna happen, but I thought it was gonna be later into this first episode.
I expected end of episode type thing.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
before quarter into the episode, whatever it was, if that.
I know, the whole family thing was really just this intro setup.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we might not have even got the title screen until after that. Am I wrong? Or maybe we did before, but
No, I think it was after that, actually.
Yeah, I think it was after it was after they ran away that we got the title screen. So yeah, that was all pre-title screen. That was all pretty early. So yeah, that was pretty crazy and pretty brutal. And I liked the dad. That's
dad was dope.
Sad to me.
I assume you also gave him the hug.
Oh yeah, dude.
Of course. He was cool.
He's great.
Yeah,
he's great. I also it's kind of refreshing after Life is Strange 1 to have a cool dad.
Yeah.
To have a father figure who's gets things right and does good things. I kind of like that. Yeah. And of course, he's taken from you about as soon as you see him. But Anyway.
Hey, I mean, to be fair, Chloe's stepdad, I forget his name. He's a good guy. He's just a bit of an asshole.
Yes. But at least we had just a cool dad all around. Who's also fun dad. Cool, like, good dad and fun dad.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Moving
Do
on.
that. They ended up walking for 2 days before we, get back in control, see him again whenever they're on the road.
It's clear that Daniel doesn't know. Sean's lying to him.
Yep.
Saying that their dad's going to meet them somewhere or something.
Yeah, they're just going camping.
Yeah. And yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah. Then we go on a little trail, and then we get at a camping spot. And then on the way, we got an interesting Easter egg. I assume you got it, Darby.
The Arcadia Bay thing? Or that's way later.
The Last of Us Easter egg.
Maybe I didn't get this.
There was a mushroom thing on the tree, and then...
Oh, wait, the clicker thing.
Yeah.
Or whatever. He's like, yeah. I did like that, especially from a Square Enix game. I'm like, huh.
I wonder if that's the Xbox version. I guess so.
Xbox is like, do we have to put this in? Do we have to?
I'm like, why are you talking about Last of Us on here?
It's some like Gears of War thing or something.
Yeah.
Or he calls it it's not the Hive, that's Destiny. There's zombie people in Halo. I'm gonna continue while I try to think of it.
Then they just do the camping thing, and this could be arguably the kind of more the slow part of the episode.
But
you can argue when
slow.
Yeah.
I mean,
you got some good moments between them, just kind of.
Yeah.
And I guess depending how you do it, shows how caring Sean is for Daniel. I guess you could play up to be an asshole.
And I do definitely like. I mean, a lot of what we get in this first episode is like obviously setting up for mechanics that are gonna like come to fruition later. But like, I definitely like that it's obvious the way you treat Daniel is going to impact how he acts.
Yeah.
Like going forward, and that's cool in a story perspective of like an older brother, a younger brother. Like trying to be like the older brother. So if you steal things from a store, he's gonna think that stealing's okay. And that's a real life thing that happens. You have to like be a good model or whatever. And it's also just a cool mechanic in the game.
Yeah. So I imagine we were both nice to Daniel. It's like, well, he's he doesn't know, but he's been through some shit. So let's be nice, especially since we're dragging.
Soul.
Yeah.
Like I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play a little hide and seek with him and all that.
Yeah, and I let him have a lot of things. Like I took the chocolate bar from him at first, but after that, I'm like, okay, kid, you can, you do whatever you need to do.
Yeah, we do a lot of stuff. Taught him to skip rocks, all that kind of stuff.
There was a lot of very cool bonding activities there.
Yep.
I know there was one of them that I saw that you didn't do, but I forgot what it was. But
was it fishing? I
mean, Jeff, because whenever I look at my choices, I'm trying to find ways that I'm better than you. So I was just trying to find.
Didn't do the wood race, whatever that is.
Oh yeah, I definitely did that. I won the race.
Okay. Daniel didn't get mad at me, which is nice.
Yeah.
He had an okay night.
I had an okay night too. I did accidentally let him fall over the log because I had already ran like 30 yards ahead of him, and then it was like it came up with the wolf thing, and I look back and his icon's way over there. He's on the ground. I'm like, oh damn. Anyway.
Yeah, the whole night, blah blah blah. Then wake up. They go to that gas station.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you see the people there, and then it comes up a thing. It's like, should we go beg? I didn't beg.
I did not beg either. I was like, oh, also, I'm Mr. Moneybags.
This is true.
so I'm like, that's for peasants.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, obviously don't want to teach Daniel.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Go into a store, blah, blah, blah. I didn't steal anything. I know you didn't have to.
Oh, man.
I was kind of saying, like, I'm not going to teach him to steal, and then we'll get caught and all that kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah.
I'm guessing there's some way to have even more money, because there was that $60 jacket or $70 jacket, or maybe that's just something you can never get, but I don't know.
I think it's just something, like, since it's so overpriced, like, even if you have all the money that you had, it's like, do you steal it?
Yeah, I guess that's probably it.
I think there was like $100 tin or something, or something that was $100.
Oh yeah, there was something like that. Yeah.
So
anyway.
Yeah, I didn't steal, blah, blah, blah. You go outside, you eat food. Your Daniel was rolling in the money. Mine was a hungry peasant. Then the owner comes up and is like, did you pay for that? It's like, hey, I didn't. I know I did not steal.
I was about to say, like, I almost like started to feel like, no, this is the wrong dialogue cycle. I was a good boy.
And no, then it's like with the cop thing, it's kind of like,
oh, yeah, exactly. It's like, that's the point. Like, again, I do think this is something that's going to be understated for a lot of people, and especially a lot of people who didn't even play the game and who are wanting to comment on this, that, like, there's some, like, powerful stuff here where it's like, me and you probably both had the first reaction, like, hey, I didn't do anything wrong. Why am I getting accosted? It's like, oh, wait. This is what people have to deal with. And it's when they actually didn't do anything wrong. Yeah. Yep. I do think things kind of went 0 to 60 pretty damn fast here, just with the like guy like chaining you up in his thing. I mean, I get it. He's a crazy like dude who thinks that he's like doing the law. Basically, he thinks that like
I hear you. It was just
I was a little like whoa.
I thought so at first, and then he said the whole thing like I know who you are, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so as far as this guy goes, who's also a racist, this is a crazy
racist guy who thinks that he has a murderer, I guess, on his hands.
No, that's what I mean. Like
yeah.
like a racist guy who thinks he has a murderer, like who's a minority. Therefore, he thinks,
I chain him up in my office, yeah.
And then the line that will get a lot of people messed up: "You're the reason we had to build the wall."
Yeah.
Then it's like part is like that's a little on the nose, but at the same time, it's like. No, I've seen people talk like that.
I have to. It's not that, but it's it feels just a little like, just because you're playing this game or whatever, and I feel like they already made it clear their message before then. I just feel like my knee-jerk reaction is still to feel like they could have had a better way of getting, because I already got that feeling from him or whatever. But again, like you said, I've seen people say. I've seen things at my family gatherings where people see stories on the news and they're like, "This is why we need the wall." Like, it's not that. Yeah, I mean,
and timeline wise, assuming, as far as politics wise, is the same. This would have been during the whole.
This is 2016, right?
Yep,
yeah,
like with Trump's leading up to the Trump.
The fever pitch of it. Yeah.
So that happens. Daniel ended up escaping though when you got captured, and then he comes. You do a bunch of stuff. You get saved, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure why this happened, but Daniel ended up running into the store itself.
Yeah. Well, you mean like to get you out of there?
No. Like he ran into the back room, and then he ran into the regular store, and then did his powers and knocked the guy down. I don't know why he didn't just run out of the door he came out of. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't he have to come around in the store to come to the door that's in front of you because you tried to get out through the other ways or something?
Okay, remember you're like next to the vent.
Yeah.
And then there's the door that went to the outside, and then there's the door and then the computer would have been the door
to the store.
Yeah, the store.
Yeah.
He came in from the door from the outside. I don't know why Daniel went the door to the store. That's the only thing I'm like, why that happened? Why didn't he just go outside?
Yeah. Did he come from there? I thought he came.
Because you handed him the keys and he unlocked the door.
Yeah.
To the outside, and then he went into the store for some reason.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. But anyway, whatever.
And then you had the choice of, do you want to steal the tent?
Yeah, I did not.
I decided, screw it. And then then the guy grabbed me. It's like, you're not getting away. And then you had to think of knock him out and steal the tent or just run away. I was like, screw this, let's just run.
Okay. I never chose to steal because I was still kind of in the mode of even with everything that's gone down, I'm still I don't want to teach Daniel that stealing's okay. And I had bought a handy dandy sleeping bag with all my money, so.
See, my thought process was, well, this guy locked me up, so screw him.
I mean, I sat there for a while. Sat there for a while, and I was like, this guy is awful. It was but. I definitely, it was one of those, if I was in a certain different mood, I might have done it, and I was very close to doing it, but then I was just kind of no, I'm going to take the high road. It's I'm going to take the high road and show Daniel that you're supposed to be good.
Now, and then you went outside, and you meet the, guy you met early in the gas station. I'm forgetting his name.
Brody, I think?
Yeah, Brody sounds right.
Brody, yeah.
Chill dude.
He's pretty chill dude, living in his car.
Yeah.
Why not, man? He has his own life. Yeah, I don't like his voice actor all that much. I just feel like he was a little monotone at times and a little I don't know. It didn't 100% do it for me. But
You sounded exactly what I would think you would sound like.
not really to me, but that's just a personal thing. I mean, it didn't like completely take me out of the experience. I was just like, oh well.
I know I recognize that guy's voice from somewhere.
It's also like, I also don't think his writing's the best, but like, it's not horrible. It's just kind of like, I think he's a means to an end, but chill dude. Chill dude. Yeah, go through that. See Arcadia Bay.
Oh, wait, we forgot the most important thing. Mushroom.
Man, Mushroom the dog. I did, like, I turned down, I, like, told Daniel no in the store that we don't need that because I was like, we can barely feed ourselves.
Yeah.
We do not need a dog. But then by the time, like, he had the dog in the car, I was just, like, looking at Daniel. I was like, man, if it makes you happy, sure. You need happiness.
Yep.
Like,
Yep. And then, you go to Arcadia Bay, and because we picked Bay over Bay.
B-A-Y over B-A-E. It was actually there. I imagine for most people,
it's a crater.
I imagine that's the case for most people.
Yeah. So
that was cool. I do like their conversation and everything, and I think there was some very good acting from Sean's voice actor. Or whatever,
Brody straight up like
he breaks down.
Hey, I know who you are. Blah blah blah. I'm sure you have reason for all this. You can tell me if you want. Blah blah blah. Then he tells them, and then Brody's like, "You gotta tell Daniel at some point." The longer this goes on,
Yeah, which I am glad, like, skipping ahead, but I am glad that we got there this episode.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad that didn't have to be drug on for longer,
Yeah.
But,
then Brody, being still chill dude, takes longer, pays for the motel,
awesome,
and
dude.
went on the way. For a second, I was like, then why is he's leaving them here? And then you get the note later.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Mom is dying. Was it his mom?
Yeah.
Dying of cancer, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay. At least they had
understandable.
They had a reason to. I mean, that's just a reason for those two to be back and learn again. But at least
they would bother to.
Yeah, it's a good reason.
It could have just been like, he's like, well, bye.
Yeah.
I mean, I also would have bought, hey, I'm down to help you, but I also, if the cops show up and I'm helping murderers, like what they think are murderers, but I like this better.
Yeah.
So then, Hot Dog Man, whatever. Doing that, I guess the next notable thing is calling Lila, probably, like.
Yep. I
called him.
Of course. I got the percentage here. I'm gonna look. At least when I did it,
I did think about it for a long time because I was like, well, I tried to think about what Sean would do. Cause I was like, the logical thing is to, of course, not call because it helps show your location and like, show you're contacting her. It brings her more involved with things or whatever. Like logically, it doesn't make much sense. But I was thinking like, if I was in Sean's situation, I would just be so desperate, to hear my best friend's voice.
It's kind of that. I felt like Sean needs this, even though it's not logical, and Lila also needs this.
Exactly, that's what I was
at least when I did it, which was a couple hours after the game came out.
Yeah.
It was 66% for calling Lila back, and 34% did not. But again, that was like right after, so
yeah,
that probably fluctuated.
I can't remember what it was.
So that was a sad little thing.
It was a sad conversation. I still like. I'm so into their relationship already. I'm like, I'm definitely,
even though it's been
it's so little time, but I'm definitely.
Yeah. And then at the right afterwards, before you throw the phone away, he plays a little video of, I guess, Daniel's birthday.
God.
I let that run for. I was like, at some point, it's like throwing it.
That was definitely one of the like saddest. That was one of the strongest parts of this episode. Probably it was just watching his reaction. That was rough. Then obviously,
also, I just want to say, voice acting in that was on point. Considering you didn't actually see the video, you could just tell how happy they were at the time of the video just by hearing them talking.
It does end up. Did you throw it like halfway through the video or something?
I don't know how far. I may let it go a while.
It does end up showing you some of the video. It does like pan over to the video. I let the whole video play, and then he was just sitting there with it like the play button on it, and I threw it. But then whatever, everything happens. Daniel, you come back. You go to get Daniel a soda or whatever. Come back. He's seen it on the news. He knows you lied again. For all I know, it might be a 20-year-old girl, but whoever the voice actor or actress who does Daniel,
I imagine it's got to be a one because I've heard that same like child voice for.
But that was super good.
Yeah.
When it was like the "you lied to me," I was like, "Jeez." Like,
and that's an appropriate reaction when a 9-year-old hears their dad died and the only other person they really love lied to them.
Yeah,
about it.
Long time,
and especially when you have superpowers involved.
It's like, okay, like That's definitely going to be a thing. I think, especially, obviously, we're going towards a more positive influence on Daniel, but I imagine if you go too negative, that kid's going to be terrifying.
Yeah.
One day.
Okay, so I guess the last major choice thing is you promised Daniel you won't lie to him again, and you said you'll try to be honest.
I sat on this one for a long time, too, because I hate it when anyone promises anything in any like show or anything, because you can never promise anything, you never know, and I know 100% that's going to come back to bite me.
I know.
But I was like, the kid needs to hear it. It was like, it's going to come back to bite me, but the kid needs to hear it.
My part of that was the kid needs to hear it, and I really felt like that's what Sean would say at the time.
I did too.
This Sean, whether it's the Sean I'm trying to make, or just the Sean we've seen. I mean, no matter what my choice influence
that
is,
went along with what
that is, he has the intention to never lie again. Yes. At least,
yeah. That's what. But it's gonna come back to bite us.
Obviously,
100%.
Yeah,
100%. That's not there. Yeah.
But here's the thing: to a 9-year-old, saying you promise and say you'll try, probably not that much of a difference.
No, but I felt like they're gonna make it a difference just with this choice. But
have to see. And that was the end of the first episode.
It was pretty strong start, I must say.
I kind of liked the only little teaser thing we got for the second episode was them in the snow. So it's looking like we might be going to Captain Spirit area.
Right.
And the only thing you see is Sean, I guess, trying to help Daniel learn his powers. And you just see a rock levitate.
Yeah. Which also, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think both of us, and it seems the internet at large, thought that they were like the neighbors. That Sean and Daniel were the neighbors of it's obviously not the case. And it's like,
I know we said that, but part of me was always like, maybe not, because I don't think the woman you met, who I can't remember her name, who came, I'm forgetting the Captain Spirit's next door neighbor. Yeah, I don't think she was Hispanic. I imagine that works.
Did she say that she was next door? Or
it made it sound like she was. Yeah, but it made it sound like she was like the closest thing to.
Okay.
Or she may mention next door. It's like it made it sound like she's the closest in the next thing, and she's also a nice person. And obviously, that's not where Sean and Daniel live, so it makes sense potentially that she would let
them
stay there or something.
Something's gonna happen with that. Yeah, I imagine we're seeing Chris next episode. Like we're probably gonna see,
or if not that, the third episode, depending how it goes.
Yeah, we're gonna see that scene at some point. Yeah. I was gonna say something. Oh, one interesting thing. I think we were talking. Just another thing that I just thought about how this is different than season 1 is I feel like we're gonna get there for sure. I think, but there's a lot less of a focus or like a need to focus on the powers in this one. Like I feel like Life is Strange season 1, not in a bad way, but it was very much revolved around the time travel thing or whatever, and that was the selling point. And because they had to sell Life is Strange, they had to no one knew what this was. They had to, it was like, oh, it's like a teen drama thing with the time travel powers, and that's a mechanic where you go back in time and everything. This has obviously a superpower thing or whatever, but there was no mechanic involved in it, and it was only literally in the post-credit scenes basically that we saw deliberate use of the powers or whatever, but I didn't miss it. It was fine.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of a testament to Dontnod being able to tell stories now, is that basically they just had a episodic story game right now. They didn't need to have that for me to be invested in. I like that. It's so different from season 1.
A couple things. As far as comparing this to the first Life is Strange, part of me is kind of happy we don't have at least a time travel power, because now I gotta think more about my actual choices, because we can't just rerun it. I enjoyed going back and looking to see what each choice did, but I kind of like that I'm locked in for what I choose, at least.
Yeah, and just I'm definitely glad it's not time travel again, because that just would have felt like we're doing this again and again. Yeah, whatever. There are gonna be people mad that you can't that powers aren't such a part of it, and they're gonna be a part.
Oh, they're definitely gonna. But I also like, and this is a negative for people, at least as far as the general Life is Strange 2, and for people who haven't played it yet. I like how we don't know exactly where this is going. We know what their goal is right now. There is to go to Mexico and all stuff and try to be on the run.
Yeah.
But we don't we don't have a straight up like kind of more of an outline. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and like, they don't really know either. It's just kind of
that's kind of exciting. Like we don't know how this is going to work whatsoever.
I could see this end up just being like a good season or whatever, and like it kind of like it lost its way at times or whatever. I could also see this being like super well, like really good episodic season that just gets underappreciated.
Yeah.
Like I worry that this season is going to get very underappreciated by a lot of people.
I feel like it's been one of those things people who play it really like it, though. That seems to be the census so far. The more negative thing I have are from people who have not played it.
Yeah, I just appreciate how many risks they were willing to take in this, and just like, it's like they just went to the drawing board with like, we have a completely different like types of characters and a different relationship, but it still feels Life is Strange. We keep talking about how it's different, but it still does, like, this feels like Life is Strange too. Yeah. Even though it's like there's a lot of things different or whatever. Like this is kind of like such a weird comparison, but like the promise of, but it didn't even really fully get there, of True Detective, like the HBO show, where it was like the first season was just like these two characters and their like arc going through all of this, and it was like, that's done. We did it. That was an amazing season of television. Let's go to completely different people. It didn't work as well in season 2, but I get that vibe here where it still has the same vibe of it, or the same like kind of feeling, but they're like, the writers are challenging themselves. The writers are like, let's do something. Let's like, completely like make ourselves uncomfortable. Let's change the formula.
Yeah.
I like it. I like that a lot.
I agree.
I'm wondering what the power exactly is going to be, because also your playable character is not the one with the power.
Yeah.
So that's going to be very interesting. Is it mostly just going to be story beats and stuff where that happens, or is it going to be something where eventually you're controlling it, or either like telling Daniel, hey, go.
I imagine there'll be at least a little bit of that.
Yeah. But at least it doesn't seem like it's going to be something completely in your hands, which they could play with that. Like in Life is Strange Season 1, you were in control of all the supernatural things going on, the powers and stuff. In this one, I could see it playing into it that you're not in control of this stuff. And if you make Daniel mad, or you steer Daniel a wrong way, it could come to bite you, and he's the one with the powers, not you. And I could see that being very interesting. There's a lot of exciting things.
I'm going to call it right now. There's something that's going to happen at some point in this thing where there's some kind of confrontation, and there's like two different groups other than you and Daniel, and there's a choice. You got to tell Daniel who to blast.
It's going to become like a first person thing at some point, where you're just like blasting off different people. All right. Well, do you have anything else for the future? Any exciting things or things you're looking forward to?
What, for this?
For episode 2?
Nothing in particular, just because, again, don't know exactly where this is going. Like,
there's a lot of setup, but a good setup.
Yeah. Makes it interesting. Yeah, makes us interested in where it's going to go, and it leaves a lot open again. We just know where their goal is. The goal could change, like, in the next 2 episodes, for all we know.
Yeah. I'm pleasantly surprised. Not that I was always excited, but like especially just with how many other games we have coming all the time and everything, and the fact that it was new characters, which I was excited about, but also it's like I don't know them yet, so it was hard to be like pumped for Life is Strange and be like, I'm counting down the days, like ready to go, because there was a lot of unknowns. It was a new thing that we had to experience and everything. So even when I played it, honestly, if we didn't have to play it for talking about it here, I might not have gotten to it this week. And I was like, even when I was starting to play, I was like, okay, yeah, I forgot I need to do this. I'm happy to say that, like, after that, now I'm like,
you're in for that.
I'm in, and like when the next one comes, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm ready for it. I want that. I have that.
Also, like, the episodic thing's gonna suck because it could be another like 10 months before we get all of it.
Yeah,
but it would also be nice. It gives something to look forward to, and it's a nice little 3 to 5 hour, depending, like little thing to break us up from whatever else we're playing.
Yeah, no, it was awesome to just play that mostly one night. I had played like 30 minutes the next day.
Just play it in one sitting, of course.
Yeah,
where I like to do those episodic things.
Yeah, it just got to be too late, but only had like 30 minutes. But yeah, it was super good. I hope that this just has, Life is Strange Season 1 had a very long tail. It didn't really get popular and get that big until
it didn't
later.
start picking up to like the 3rd or 4th episode from what I've heard, and then obviously afterwards. There are a lot of people that are saying, I'm going to wait for the full thing and when it goes down in price.
I mean, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I would prefer to play this, is all the way through. Like, I'm not excited about waiting. And honestly, if we weren't making a show, if I wasn't writing about video games and stuff, I might not, because I just would rather experience the whole thing. So I don't blame them. I just hope that it ends up getting the sales I think it deserves and that I want, because I like these guys. I like Don't Nod, and I like this series, and I don't want them to get to the end of it and be like, well, I guess we should have just made a carbon copy of season 1 because no one bought this. And I'm also worried that their marketing is going to hurt them, because they did not market this very traditionally. There was a lot of they waited a long time, didn't do a lot of just flashy marketing, because they were just like I said so many times on the podcast, they treated Life is Strange like it's a big freaking deal. And I hope it is. I hope that pays off for them.
If this thing fails, I'm gonna partially blame Square Enix for this, because they put the same month as 2 of their other big titles, Dragon Quest and Tomb Raider.
Yeah. Maybe October would have been, maybe still October would have been, at least. Well, Assassin's Creed's about to come out. It's bad.
At least with Life is Strange, it's episodic, and
there's time to catch up.
It gives us time for the word of mouth and all that stuff.
And
they got to start it at some point.
Games, they basically get 5 releases as far as the hype
6
cycle.
if you count, depending where the full physical edition comes out.
Yeah, they get several headline times. So, and maybe it'll be discounted Black Friday or something. The first episode or the season pass. I don't know. Alrighty, well, that's our talk for Life Strange 2, Episode 1. We will be back for Episode 2 whenever it happens. So stay tuned for that. Check out the Nerds That Large Gaming Podcast every week. And Jeff, what else should I check out?
Our BoJack Horseman Season 5 Spoilercast.
Jeff, what else should I check out?
Darby Hallman's Tomb Raider, or Shadow of the Tomb Raider review.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Jeff, what else should I check out?
You should watch the highlights when you're listening to this of the Falcons kicking the Bengals' butt.
He's probably not wrong. All right, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Bye.